What is up, you guys? It's time for a 15 plus 10. My opponent is rated 1368. That's almost 200 points lower. And this is Uncle Chess Uncle from Turkey, and we have the modern. Alright, so I'm playing somebody who is most likely weaker. The key is to approach the game as you would any other. Attacking the pawn. Pawn is defended by the queen, but it makes sense to defend it again. However, I'm not sure I want to move this knight because I might want to play f4. I think bishop out here is quite a typical... Oh, he played that without thinking. Okay, that's a second attacker. Let's defend with a pawn. So if he wants to capture... So you see, now his knight can't come out. Well, it can, but I have the option of capturing, so... okay, queen's attacking the undefended pawn here on b2. We could offer a trade of queens. This is okay, but the thing is, it's also adding another attacker here, so that's not a bad move. I can push on. If I push, queen takes, or maybe I should just move the knight. No. If I defend the pawn with that, say, okay, so what's he got? He's got one. I can't add another defender to this and another a defender to that at the same time, can I? This is the problem. So, can I attack my way out of this? Like knight here, something... I take queen takes. This attack is over. The queen now has a choice of pawns, but then I've got one right up in my opponent's territory. Also you always got to be wary about this bishop, eh? This is a 4-12 game. Okay, so he's gone for the greedy option. There's no checkmate on there. So now I'm kind of inclined to move the knight. Bishop may take this pawn then. If I don't do anything, I think I have to move the knight. Maybe give up this pawn, that's okay. Bishop out. Knight's defended 3 times. If bishop takes here, actually my rook's hanging because it's attacked twice by queen then bishop. Only defender is queen, so I would have to do something like this, which could drop another pawn. However, my opponent is somewhat thin, if you know what I mean. Thinking bishop out, I'm thinking knight out, I'm thinking castles. Bishop out here hits the pawn, also hits f7. So if queen takes pawn, bishop c4 comes with tempo. Then queen then has to move. Opponent does have this though. Removing the defender of the bishop. That could be a problem. So I do this. If opponent plays that, I recapture with bishop, then the bishop there hangs. That's the problem. So that is not an option, I don't think. So if here takes, queen takes bishop, end of attack. So develop knight. What I want to do is move my bishop and then castle, and then I have this move, which is nice. I always like attacking here. Opponent's playing well so far, though. 2 pawns up, but as a consequence, lacks activity to some degree. He's undeveloped. Move 8 could be fully developed by the end of move 8, and he's a long way off. 1, 2, one of the pawns has to move. That's 3, 4, and 5 moves away from completing development. Also, this knight is still problematic. And having pushed g6, he's got a weakness here. So, it's not the worst situation. Is he from Turkey? Okay, he's gone for this. Now I have knight takes, I have bishop takes. I do not have queen takes, because that hangs the rook. I'm thinking bishop looks flexible. The reason is, I'm eyeing up this diagonal. My opponent, I think that was an error. I don't think he should have given up his dark squared bishop so easily, when he's got these dark squared weakness on there. Because now I am the one with the dark squared bishop. Plus, he only had 2 developed pieces, and he's just sacked one off for no good reason whatsoever. Okay, one idea is this. However, this pawn hangs. So, queen here is a thought. Defense pawn. Can't really afford to that because I've got en passant. Is that a good square for the queen though? I've also got queen c2. Kind of flexible as well. Could also then support bishop here. Knight here hits queen and defense pawn. So that comes with tempo. And it moves my knight deeper into my opponent's half. Or moves it into my opponent's half. So that's a thought. So I don't want to give him time now to consolidate. He's 2 pawns up, right? He's got an A pawn and a B pawn, which I don't have. And we're kind of mismatched here as well. But we have all the kingside pawns are still on the board. So what I don't want to allow is, I don't want him to get his king safe, for starters. So where can the queen go? No, 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 no. What am I doing? Okay. So queen's attacking knight, which is defended. Knight defends that, that's fine. I think now it's time I think... Oh, I can't... That move doesn't work, does it? Oh, it does. Yeah. I think you're welcome to that pawn. You can have that pawn. Check. Queen in here. King there. Check again. It's not going to end well. You have to do something about this threat. Ignore the pawn. The pawn is immaterial. Well, I said no. Bishop c4, bishop takes f7 check. Actually wins the knight potentially if the king doesn't go here. That's a classic Danish setup. Oh, sequence. Yeah, I've still been playing some blitz. Still been hovering around 1500, 1550, which is all good. Something's clicking. And I'm still very much working on spotting attacks rather than just going looking at my side of the board. And the fish has been very helpful in that regard. Sometimes I know I have a tendency to grab the low-hanging fruit and miss something much tastier. So this is the threat. To force the king off its marks, I might throw the queen in there. The king is then flushed out into the board, and it's welcome to Hunty's world of pain. So what does he do? Well, he could push e6. Can't really do that. I've got en passant captures, yeah? e6 really buggers up his bishop's prospects. Yeah, but there you go. I mean, what else has he got? Right, so we still have a hanging pawn. I can swing my queen over and have another bite at this cherry here. That's a thought. Also, knight takes is a fork and queen and rook, which is nice. This is all about initiative, right? If I come here, I'm threatening queen takes there yet again. He does also knight h5, which is kind of clunky. Another thought is f4. But then still my pawn is undefended here. F4 is, why open up the king at this point? Okay. Can this bishop make a nuisance of itself? Or do I need to defend my pawn? Don't really want to go 3 pawns down, do I? If I push, what happens? B takes. I don't really see the benefit. Maybe just bishop e3, defending. Let's maybe open up an option. That's kind of crude, but basic. Or bishop b4. Bishop b4 can be kicked. Yeah, bishop b4. I think I like the idea. I think my bishop is better off here than it is here, because it's looking towards the square next to the king, which is a good thing. But it kind of hangs my knight a little bit. That's a slight problem. Alright, I'm playing this like a blitz game, aren't I? Which is a bit silly. That's the problem with blitz sometimes. I might have to fianchetto my bishop and castle. So I do have threats. If I can get... Ooh, don't want you there. I'm going to stick my bishop right down his throat. Not worried about this. And I want to play this move. But I'd like to defend it twice, because he's got knight and queen. So now I'm a whole piece and 2 pawns, piece and 3 pawns down. This is not pretty. This is not pretty. I'm playing like a knobhead. This is a thought. F4, E5. It's possible. But F4 queen here, check. F4 queen here, check. Bishop could retreat with tempo. Might work. Also, we still have this diagonal as well, remember? Maybe I should have used that in the last few moves. Haven't had my breakfast yet today. Should remember not to play before having had my breakfast. It's very important. Now I'll do this, what's he got? It's got knight blocks. Oh, you give check, do you? Alright, and I don't have this. Right, well, we're definitely not blocking. That just takes, and we swap everything off and lose. So it's going to have to be king here or king here. King d1, at least the bishop can then come out into the board. No point blocking the bishop. King D1 it is. Still like to play that. Six points down against somebody nearly 200 points lower rated. Challenge mode initiated. Might then castle by hand. So now let's say Queen B2, hitting the rook. Knight blocks is no longer an option because the queen has vacated. Yeah, here the queen was defending that square. Now the queen is not defending that square. So something like this. E5. Yeah, still defended by knight and queen. So E5. F6 is also playable, but not pretty. So I really have to go for the throat at this point. And there's nothing to be gained by trying to grind out a win here. I want to prevent him from castling, which I'm currently doing by having that bishop down his throat. Okay, knight he come here. Now if we do this, can't push that pawn because I take it. Can push that one. I'm going to do it. If he pushes e5, it just feels like he's compromised slightly there. It also prevents me from playing e5, which is a move I really wanted to do. So that might not be the cleverest thing. Then I can bring my bishop out though. Attacking f7. Maybe engaging my rook. Castle by hand. Kind of idea. It's going to be a pawn push, isn't it? Knight there doesn't work. Got two attackers. Knight there doesn't work. The other knight. Oh! Oh! Hello. Hello. Right. Thinking bishop here, just line it up with the king. Get the rook into play. Yep. Get the rook into play. Wriggle the king round. Possibly. It's not my priority. Also, this knight now is defended only by this knight. So if I can... Even so, h4, h5 may be an option here. Like, forget about castling. Just keep my rook on the h-file and send in Harry Carey on a suicide mission. That's a thought. This knight can't move, remember. It's down to 6.5 minutes. Ah, okay, that's a thought. Right, off goes Harry. It has to be done. There, if takes, I've even got like rook takes, threatening all kinds of trouble. I have the bishop pair. My bishops are pointing in the right part of the board. I have a queen also pointing in the right part of the board. That's a check, okay. So I'm going to dodge here, I think. Or I can just block. Blockity-doo-dah, blockity-day. Again, tempo. There's a lot of places that queen can't go. And there's that. Okay. Now, push. He's a brave little bugger, is Harry. Come on, Harry. We're rooting for you, Harry. Okay, right, that's what we call queen tension. And there's one simple answer to the question, do we want to trade queens? And it is hell no. The question is, where does the queen want to go? Now, I don't have to defend the rook. Rook's not under attack. What's going to happen up here? I do have a check. Well, no, not a check. I could push Harry to h6 with the mating threat. And I'm thinking something like swinging my bishop around onto that dark square diagonal. But first, queenie has to vacate. So, if I go here, knight can't go there. Knight could go here with a fork on bishop, and so let's not allow that. There's no point in that, is there? Here then. Knight can't attack the queen because he gets annihilated. Alright. Oh! This we did not see. This, I think, forces a queen trade, doesn't it? Shite, because that's really bad. Because this bishop was just awesome. But also, I don't want to allow a queen trade either. Bollocks. Right, I'm in check. If I move, bang goes the bishop. Then the queen can put herself back on my favourite diagonal, defended by the knight. Or this. I can't lose the material. I mean, it's going to be a queen trade, and that's a real pisser. But at least I still have a dark squared bishop, and I have Harry Carey going for the throat, and opponent is still underdeveloped. But this really is brown alert time. Brown alert is the level higher than red alert. Okay. Let's consider this. Takes. That then activates his rook. Something like this. Or is it h6? h6. Is there a win there, though? I mean, it's like an outpost. Harry's safe and the king can't come onto the 7th rank, but he's not going to take me. I'm going to swing the bishop round. I have to use this bishop pair. I have to use my 4 remaining pieces as actively as possible. Okay. But now I have check skiers. Check ski. He's not going to go here, is he? Because I take the pawn with check and... Come on. Blocking. Huh. F4. He can't take because the pawn is pinned. I just need to open everything up right now. His bishop is ready to come into the game. Do I want to do this? Or do I want to take? I have to open up the king. I just, there's nothing for it. And I don't want a blocked centre. But then takes and it's still blocked. Push. I think it is, or it might even be g4, then f5. Remember, this pawn's pinned. But if I take, he's still got 2 defenders on it. I think I have to push Just have to. I have to try and engage this rook. I have to engage both bishops. I can win this game with this amount of material. You know, he's currently got a rook that is playing no part. If I can engage all my stuff, I can be the one with the most activity here. King can't go on here. Okay, he's taken. Take. Bishop comes out, hits rook. Okay, rook's going to come to here. No, rook's going to come to here. I'm going to push g4. I don't want any pawns. Pawns, schmawns. This is still pinned. This is pointless. g4, g5. If pawns are the soul of chess, I want a soulless game. Here, we have ourselves an ending, boys and girls. Okay, he's fighting back. This is undefended, let's hit it. If he pushes, his pawn is now no longer pinned. Okay, you're throwing a check, do you? Whatever. And it defends the pawn, I get that. Okay. Still g4 looks sexy. The bishop defends the knight. Oh, you do you? Okay. Ah, he's eyeing up this, is he? So if we come here, he can't. And then this, the bishop might retreat. I'm attacking this, it's defended by the knight. There, bishop retreats. Annihilate bishop, king recaptures, win that with check. That's very half-hearted, isn't it? Here. He's under some little time pressure, but still plenty of time and with an increment. Oh, discover A, but then I also have a similar idea, I believe. This is a fork. And I've lost my bishop pair. Takes. Fork. So he's going into the ending, 4 pawns up and a bishop. This is the ending of the ending. This is the end, my only friend, the end. He's done well though. Boy done well. Undefended. Defend each other. Defense, defends, undefended. Okay, so I'd love to take that pawn and pin this one. Ain't gonna happen. Because Uncle Chess Uncle is not slacking. Let's attack this pawn. The clock is my only hope here, is it not? He's missing nothing. However, I can get out of it. Always good to remember, I can get out of a fork with check. And then I think I win this pawn. So I haven't played well in this game. Right? I've got my arse handed to me. But I've done so in a relatively calm manner, which is not, doesn't upset me too much. And my bishop and 3 pawns down now. Now what he should be doing is just throw the pawns up the board, because I simply do not have enough material to repel them. But he's nervous. He can't push that because it drops the bishop. Well, I have to play quite quickly because I need to make him use his time. Can't give him time to plan on my time. That's the problem. What's his blitz rating? Okay, he defends. Can't do this because I get forked again, which is a pain. This I can just about get away with because he can't get onto the diagonal in a hurry. I really do want to get my rooks on dark squares. Another thought actually could have been to attack the bishop because its defender is pinned from here. Okay, that's fine, you can move that. So I want a rook on a dark square again, and this is annoying. Okay, this. Now he's got rook up. I might have to do that. But yeah, this is the problem. The rook and the pawn combo. Let's lift this with this idea. Yeah, now if I go back, it's gonna be a bloodbath, isn't it? I'm pretty sure. I mean, this is desperate. He pushes pawn. I do this. I have to move. Promotes. Just horrible. Okay, let's do this. Still trying a cheeky one. A cheapo. That's a straight mate. Oh, you bugger. But this is a good example of how to win against the stronger opponent, right? You know, you got to believe. And here I think I am just out of options. My only hope is going to be a stalemate, I think, here. He should be doing that. I mean, what do I do? Okay. I've got nothing. No, I'm geometrically doomed. And we can flag. Wave the white flag. No, boy did well. Yeah, force mate in 5. There you go. There you go. Good game. Good game. So tough one. I just play too casually, you know. This is the problem. This is the problem when you play lower rated players. It's so tempting to take your eye off the ball. I thought I could keep the upper hand. You saw me describing, you know, the way that the game changed shape and what I had to do, and you know, I had to keep the initiative. Was there any point in the game that I actually had an advantage, and you know, was there an attack that I missed? Because that's really my focus. Well, kinda. Was there really only one blunder and I made 23 excellent moves? My opponent made 25 best moves. 25. Okay. The one great move was this. Well, yeah. Then we go da-da-da-da. And I'm actually slightly better here. Although I'm down 5 in material, I am better. Knight takes was stronger. Mistake from opponent. I'm in a good situation. Best move. And now, that was poor. Okay, I should have developed the bishop instead, with 2 minor pieces targeting f7, rather than the queen. That's a mistake. And I should have done f4. I think we considered f4. And yeah, that just blunders the knight. Here, f4. Right? Even when you're thinking that you have to be on the front foot, you have to be attacking, you have to, you know, force your opponent backwards. Because look, he's only got his queen out on the board here, right? That's what I had to do. But you should still watch your back, right? Can I move that bishop? No. Okay, let's see what the attack is from here. Queen g7, what's the most natural move from black? Possibly queen g7. I can't see something wrong with that. Now bishop c3. Wow, yeah. Hits the queen, really taking advantage of this dark square diagonal. He pushes to block. Saying queen b2 now, just pile on the pressure. And I'm +2, you know, this is a good position to be in. Or bishop b5. Developing, preparing to castle. This pawn's pinned, it can't take. Right, he develops, yes. Then queen b2, or just castle. I think castles looks very natural. So, you know, it was there. It was there. It was that blunder in the middle of the game. Took my eye off the ball for a split second and fluffed it. Right? I just had to keep the hammer down. That's the point. Okay, but, you know, all useful. Hope it's been useful for you. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.